All right. Awesome. So welcome for all of you who are joining tonight. If you are invited to this event, most likely someone cares a lot about you. They've been thinking about you, and this nutrition has probably changed their life, and they want you to hear more about it. Or maybe you inquired and you're interested in learning more. So I'm Melissa Hinault. I happen to be a PharmD who's been on the products for about 2.5 years, and they've completely changed my life for sure, and many family members and friends around me. So tonight we're going to keep it concise, and we'll be wrapped up by 9:30. The goal tonight is just to spend a little bit of time with you to explain to you just the science behind the pillars of Isagenix. At this point in age, our company's been around for over 14 years. You've probably heard of us. You probably know of some people who've been transformed. Maybe you're skeptically optimistic like I was, but not quite ready to dip your toe in. Hopefully by the end of this call, you'll think a little bit harder about it. We're going to spend a little time talking about the pillars of Isagenix and what makes it unique. And then we were going to take a deep dive and do kind of a case study with my friend Tammy, who's on the line, Tammy Fry, who actually suffered from some chronic illness prior to these products. And you're going to hear a little bit about her story. And we're just going to kind of do kind of an interview format, and you'll get to hear from her. And then we're going to wrap up. And that's it for the call today. So I'm going to dive right in and just focus on the key. There's a lot to Isagenix. We have a lot of different platforms around health and wellness, whether it's weight loss or healthy aging or athletic performance. We also even have a skincare line, and it's all based on super clean products that are derived from the earth. And they all have a unique place in our health. But tonight we're going to focus on the nutrition and specifically just overall wellness. And so I'm going to just share with you a little bit about the background of why Isagenix can fit into all lifestyles. Any American lifestyle, we can all benefit from it. So I'm going to really hone in on three to four key pillars around Isagenix. And where it falls in place. So we live, and most of us are aware of this, but we live in a very toxic environment. From the chemicals that we're exposed to on a daily basis, whether it's the makeup we're putting on our face, the shampoo that's in our hair, the air that we breathe, those lovely plastic containers that we've microwaved for the past 35, 40 years of our lives. There's certain chemicals we can't get away from. And these chemicals are not natural. They stick in our bodies, whether they are heavy metals or that hang around for a long time, or they're in and out. They wreak havoc and damage on our body. And actually, for many of us, they cause us to actually hold some stubborn fat. Some of us have the stubborn fat, some of us don't. But whether you're overweight, underweight, toxins and chemicals play a critical role in our health. So that's one aspect, right? So I just want you to keep that in mind as we think about this. The second aspect is the acidic environment that we live in, the acidity that we're around. A lot of people, there's a huge movement to eat clean. What does eat clean mean? People always talk about it. I went strictly paleo about 2.5, 3 years ago, and it made a huge difference in my life. Why was I doing that? Well, we know that eating clean shifts our body to a more alkaline state, right? The standard American diet includes a lot of processed foods and alcohol that create a more acidic environment. And our bodies aren't naturally designed to perform in an acidic state. Although we do function in an acidic state, it requires a lot of additional energy. Our bodies have to basically combat the acidic environment and expend a lot of energy and resource to get through the day in an acidic environment. And so that's one of the key pillars we'll talk about with Isagenix as a solution. And the third pillar is inflammation. And you're going to hear from someone today who suffered from chronic illness that had a component of inflammation. There's a lot of illnesses out there where inflammation plays a critical role. We're not here to talk about how we treat, cure, or heal any particular disease. But what I can tell you firsthand, what I've experienced is many people who come to me with chronic illness if they flood their bodies with appropriate nutrition, including our system, we're able to reduce the inflammation in their bodies through the key concepts of Isagenix. And regardless of the chronic illness that you have, we are able to provide a very solid nutrition and system that helps set the body up for better success in that chronic illness state, and reduce toxins, reduce inflammation, and reduce acidity to give an overall better wellness. And you'll hear about that today. So those are the three main pillars or problems that I wanted to bring forward that Isagenix has a solution for. Right? So those are the three things, are acidity, inflammation, and toxicity. So let's go back to acidity for a moment. One of the key pillars that you've heard about, I'm sure, with Isagenix is our nutrition, our shakes. They're convenient. They replace a meal. They've been scientifically proven to shift the body from an acidic state to a neutral state within 2 days if you implement 2 shakes a day. Now, I'm a pharmacist. I have a doctorate. My background is in medical research. And so I'm a pretty big stickler on scientific evidence. And that's one of the things I love about Isagenix. If you really do your digging, and you go to clinicaltrials.gov or you do your research, you'll see we have 5 published clinical trials. You're not going to find a nutrition company out there that's put their money where their mouth is like our company has. I hate to say it, but it's because they wouldn't get the results that they're claiming, whereas we get the results that we claim. So the acidity piece is combated, or the solution we have is the alkalinity that we create with the shake. So if we can take away 2 meals a day from you in your first 30 days and replace it with a nutrient-rich, super clean meal that's been proven to neutralize your body's pH and shift it to an alkaline state, we're pretty confident we're going to help you get healthy. The standard American is not getting that type of nutrition. It's also high in minerals. It's got ionic alfalfa in it, 70 trace minerals, your branched chain amino acids. Medium chain triglycerides. We could just tear apart the label, but so that's your solution for the acidity and the alkalinity piece. Second piece, inflammation, right? We have the second pillar to Isagenix that addresses inflammation is our Ionic Supreme. If you haven't heard of adaptogens, write it down. It's not something we're making up. It's mainstream. You can go walk through Whole Foods, and on the end caps, you're going to see all kinds of herbals that are being sold right now that are rich with adaptogens. Adaptogens are there to help us adapt to stress. They're derived from plants. And they reduce oxidative stress at a cellular level. I truly believe it's one of the reasons it's a great solution for those who are suffering from chronic illness. This is not a topic, this is not a call for athletes, but if you're an athlete on the line, this is a great solution for those of you who are in endurance sports, where there's chronic inflammation from the wear and tear of the joints. So Ionic Supreme is our adaptogen-rich herbal drink that really hones in on reducing inflammation. It actually has been shown in recent clinical trials to actually reduce the production of cortisol. And we know that cortisol is the stress hormone that wreaks havoc on our body. We produce it a lot when we're not getting enough sleep. It causes us to hold on to that fat that we talked about earlier. So the adaptogens are a beautiful thing. And they are incorporated into our system, especially in our first 30 days. Most people choose to continue to drink it indefinitely. I had mine today. I call it the liquid gold mommy juice. Keeps you calm, reduces your stress levels, right? Okay, so that's pillar number 2. Pillar number 3, toxicity, right? So we talked about that. Isagenix has a phenomenal solution for the toxins that we're exposed to on a daily basis, cognizant of it or not. And it's called Cleanse for Life. So the Cleanse for Life is an antioxidant-rich drink that's derived from botanicals from the earth. What are antioxidants? Basically, antioxidants are particles that are ready to bind something with a charge. And what do I mean by that? I'm talking like a pharmacist right now, but when you have free radicals floating around your body, aka toxins, they have a charge, a positive or negative charge. And our Cleanse for Life is able to actually bind those toxins and neutralize them, and then serve them to our liver for a detoxification process that's paired with our fasting for those of you who choose to do full fasting. We have many folks, especially diabetics, who choose to just drink our Cleanse for Life at night and do a nightly fast. And you can go back to your sponsor or the person who introduced you to the products, and they can educate you more about that. So why do we detox? Why do we detox? We detox because, like I said earlier, those toxins are what bog us down. It's what our body expends so much energy trying to neutralize. So we're just taking it the extra step, stripping away the toxins. And as I said previously, you know, a lot of us who have toxins in our body store a lot of what we call visceral fat in the gut area. Even some of our strongest athletes, if you do CAT scans of them, if you do scans of them, you'll see some fat tissue around the vital organs that's where a lot of the heavy metals are stored. So we know that our body is not so good at clearing toxins, but it's really good at hiding them. And they hide them through these little fat deposits that we store and hide around our vital organs. And one of the first things you'll see with someone who does what we call a 30-day system with Isagenix, and they go through the first 2-day, what we call cleanse, is a flattening of the belly. And it's amazing. It's undeniable that visceral fat that is literally melted away during that 2-day process. So that is why we do, that's one of the reasons we do the cleansing. You know, take away the vein piece, and regardless of your tummy and your visceral fat, detoxification gives you a clear head. It gives you your energy back, regardless of your waistline. We have folks who come to us who want to gain weight. We have folks who come who just want to maintain their weight, and they still do a 2-day cleanse. We have bodybuilders that don't want to lose muscle mass, and they still do a 2-day cleanse to make their body squeaky clean so they're high in energy and have that clear mental clarity. So those are the 3 main pillars of Isagenix, regardless of what you come in for, whether it's healthy aging, athletic performance, weight loss, weight maintenance. We're going to get your body alkaline, we're going to reduce the inflammation in your body, and we're going to detoxify your body. And at the end of the day, I know for me personally, I felt like I'd swallowed a rainbow. I know that sounds silly, but I had no energy. I was exhausted. I was introduced to these products by a dear friend, and within 8 days, I got my mojo back. It changed. I mean, it sounds sappy, but it has changed my life. Those are the 3 key main pillars. The last kind of pillar I'll speak to, and then I'm going to interview Tammy here on the line, is our vitamin line. If you decide after the call today and you go back to the person who introduced you to the products, I would inquire to them about the vitamin line that comes in our value pack. Our vitamins, guys, if you go online and you Google them and you research them, you'll learn that our vitamins have one of the highest dissolution rates and absorption rates. What does that mean? They dissolve and our bodies absorb them. They are some of the best vitamins on the market. There's a lot of vitamins out there that are marketed, and a lot of consumers are not educated enough to understand that there's a threshold at which you don't absorb vitamins anymore, and especially the water-soluble vitamins, I mean, I hate to say it, but you're just urinating them out. And a lot of times they're not absorbed and they just pass through the body before you get them. So there's a key to like timing with vitamins. And so our vitamin line is phenomenal. It comes with a plethora of different vitamins. Actually, I've got mine right here because I take them every day. I'll just show you guys. They come in this perfect little box. You get an AM and a PM pack. So if you're like me, there's no way I could keep up with all these individual vitamins in bottles. You can see you've got your omegas, we've got our multivitamins, you've got milk thistle, there's sea light, and there's product B. Totally comprehensive. Now what I love is you have an AM pack and a PM pack. So they're dosed perfectly. You take half of them in the morning, and at noon you take the other half. And you can take them on the go. And so the one thing, especially going back to my background, that I love about these vitamins is the product B. I'm all about scientific evidence. Product B, the science behind it, won a Nobel Prize in 2007. We know that Product B slows the progression of aging through telomere science. So we know that the end caps, the chromosomes, they degrade and they fall apart over time as we age. And we're able to slow that process with Product B. And that's in your AM and your PM pack with our vitamins. So that's like, to me, that is the fourth pillar. When I started Isagenix, I started on the value pack. And I started the vitamins, and I haven't stopped since. And I would say that my skin's actually healthier than it was when I was 30, and I'm 37. So that's it for me, guys, for the pillars and the background and the evidence-based science behind this nutrition. Now, we've got a special guest on the line, Tammy Fry, that I'm dying for you guys to hear from. And she came to us a couple of years ago. I'm going to let her share her story. It's just profound. So Tammy, you're on the line. I'd love for you to, first of all, just kind of share with folks, what was life like before Isagenix? Tell us what was going on with your state of health.
Okay. Well, thank you for inviting me tonight, Melissa.
Mm-hmm. Thanks for being here.
Well, I have to say that I'll just kind of give you an example of what my life was like. I would wake up in the morning and I would feel very old because I was extremely exhausted, and I had a lot of stiffness, a lot of pain. I wasn't able to sleep at night, so that's why I would wake up exhausted all the time. Mm-hmm. And so then I had to go straight to the heating pad. And I was on a heating pad for several hours before I could get going for my day. So I was first diagnosed with a debilitating chronic illness. And then later, I was diagnosed with an autoimmune. So what one attacked certain parts of my body, then the other one did the other attack the other parts of my body. So what happened is I literally had pain from head to toe every day. And I was on a lot of medicine, prescription drugs. I had injections all the time. And of course, like I said, heating pad was just, I didn't go anywhere without it. And I was still, and I might get a few hours in the day where I didn't have so much pain, but in the evening, I was in a lot of pain again, and then back on the heating pad. So it was bad. I had muscle spasms all the time. I had a headache every single day. And in the end, right before I was introduced to Isagenix, I wasn't able to bear weight on one of my legs. I had severe swelling, severe pain. And so I had gotten to a very, very dark place. I felt very hopeless.
Gosh. Yes, I can only imagine. And it sounds like it was extremely difficult for you. So tell me, Tammy, who introduced you to Isagenix and why they introduced it to you?
Okay. Dr. Melva, and she happens to be a radiology oncologist. And she's the one that I saw her transformation. Within a few days, her personality and energy was completely different. But she had went to an event and came back, and I was experiencing severe pain the next time that I saw her, and she had said, this might help. Well, I've been praying for a solution for a really long time. Mm-hmm. So when she said it might help, then I jumped right in, because I thought I had really, I had wanted so much to be better.
Yeah.
And so, and it took a few weeks, and then I started feeling so much better.
Mm-hmm. Well, and you make a good point right there, Tammy. And I can sense your emotion, and I know it's been a long ride for you to where you are today. And I think you make a really good point that it didn't happen overnight, right? Like,
right.
It took a number of weeks. These products aren't a magic pill. They aren't a medicine that's going to flip a switch overnight. It's literally nutrition that's changing the components of the cells within your body. And that takes time, right? It takes time to flush out all the toxins and rid the inflammation. It doesn't happen overnight. So I'm glad you pointed that out. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, that's okay. Yeah, but in 3 weeks, I could feel a huge difference. I just started waking up more rested. I was able to sleep better at night. And I hadn't slept for a long, long time. And not very, very well. And then it just kept getting better. Headaches went away. Muscle spasms went away. Joint pain. Oh my gosh. It was so much better. And I just felt extremely well. And I went to my primary physician in 3 weeks, and I had said, oh my gosh, you're not going to believe this. And of course, he had been working with me for a really long time. So he was really excited for me. And so needless to say, 3 months later, he said to me, you don't need me anymore.
Wow.
And so it's changed my life completely. My very worst day now is better than my very best day then.
Wow.
So
wow.
It's just helped me tremendously. I thank God every day.
It's incredible. It's incredible, Tammy. And people need to hear your story. And I'm so glad that you're sharing it on the call today. And again, I remind the folks on the line that, again, we're not claiming to treat, cure, or heal any particular disease, which is why we're not naming anything on the call. But what we do know for sure, and I've seen it time and time again, is that when we flood the body with amazing nutrition, get the body alkaline, and we're able to rid the body of as many toxins as we can, and really focus on reducing the inflammation through those adaptogens, and pairing it with one of the best vitamin lines in the world. A lot of us don't realize how leached our foods are. A lot of the minerals that we don't get, that our parents used to get in their foods, that we're able to get back through some of this nutrition and the vitamin line and in the minerals in our food and in the nutrition. But my point is, the body itself is a miracle. And when you give it the key components it needs to heal itself, it can do amazing things. And this is one of many stories that we hear around the globe with Isagenix. And it makes me grin from ear to ear. This is why I do what I do. And that brings me to my final question, which is probably a no-brainer, but that is, why do you feel compelled to share this with other people, Tammy? Why has this become a passion for you?
Because I want to spread this hope to others who are suffering.
Yep.
I want to help as many people as I possibly can.
Awesome.
Because it's hope. This is hope.
Yeah. That's awesome. Awesome. Well, I really appreciate you sharing your story tonight. We're doing these calls once a month, and we're taking a new spin each month and focusing in on one particular category. And so tonight was chronic illness, and I really appreciate Tammy, taking the time to share her story. Next month, it may be athletic performance. And the month after that, it might be pregnant and nursing moms. But my point there is that this nutrition is for everyone. Everyone and anyone who's looking to make a change. If you're living a fast-paced life and you want to be healthy and you're looking for an easy solution, we've got it here for you. Having said that, tonight through Sunday at 11:59 Eastern Time for you West Coasters, I see you, Christine and Catherine over there. Hey, girls. This is an Eastern Time promo, but there's $29 for my team, free enrollment, $29 off from now until Sunday at 11:59 for those of you who decide you want to jump on board. So whomever sent you to this call, if you want to learn more, follow up with them. We're not going to take questions tonight because I promised we would wrap up by 9:30. But the person who sent you to the call will be happy to address any questions you have. If you want to see some of the literature, if you want to be guided to some websites, it's all there and we can help you out. We'd love to have you on board, and we have free enrollment with the team through Sunday night. So we hope to see you guys join us. And if I can just put a little plug in, if you do decide, ask the person who brought you here about the value pack. It's the best pack. It's what I started on. I'm a huge fan of it. You get the best results. It's the most comprehensive pack. It includes that product B that's going to slow the aging process, whether you're 20 or you're 80. And so I just highly recommend it. So with that, I'll wrap up. Tammy, thank you so much for bearing your soul tonight and sharing your story because it needs to get out. And I hope everyone has a wonderful evening. Good night.
Good night.